executable file. You just should be able to run the executable and it will go through and install program. Same for the joy to key. It's just a simple just download and install. Also, it is in a zip for the MotionInJoy by the looks of it. But obviously, if you've gone this far, you probably know how to unzip a file. But just in case you're wondering, I'll cover that now. So I think it would be in downloads. Just need an example to show you. That is a RAR file there. No, that is WinRAR, which is another program that you can use to unzip. I don't know where it's saved to. Hang on, bear with me. I did just recently re-download it. So yeah, it was in downloads. Yeah, it's a zip file. You should be able to. Usually, it will have when you have a piece of software which can unzip a file, you'll get this thing when you right-click it where it says extract here, extract files. You can click any of these ones. Extract here will extract it basically where it is. So in the folder it's already in. It'll just basically open it and put all the contents of that folder right where you have it. Extract to this bottom one that I'm highlighting now. That one will extract it into a new folder, and that will be the name of the folder, I believe. But if you're not sure, or try going to extract files, and it'll open a interface similar to this. And I think this is the WinZip. No, this isn't the this is the WinRAR version, I think. And WinZip is very similar, so it doesn't matter what you do. Wherever you want to save it, it's also good to make a new folder. And so if you're extracting it to like, for example, I'm extracting it to an external hard drive, always good to make a new folder and it will extract it. Now it's all in here. That is now an application and it will now run. You may get this message. Just click OK, and it'll go through the install. But I've already installed it, so that's fine. And now I'll show you how to use the programs. The first one is the DS3. This is what it looks like. What you may have to do first, depending on how you want to connect the controller. By the way, this is if you're using a PS3 controller. I think if you use an Xbox controller or a normal generic USB PC controller, it usually either comes with an install disk or it'll come with some sort of way of configuring it. And I think if you plug in an Xbox controller on Windows, it will automatically download all the drivers. But if you have a PS3 controller, it won't do that because it hasn't got any drivers, or the computer won't be able to recognize it or know what to do with it. So that's why you download this program. And you would go to Device Manager, it'll come up with a warning, just click yes, and then you come to this menu when you click Device Manager. Ignore this for the moment. It will usually, when you first set it up, you'll obviously, this is if you're doing it through USB. You plug in your PS3 controller via the USB. If you need to know what type of USB cable to have, it should be quite obvious, but it is a mini USB 5-pin USB mini USB B 5-pin, and I'll get a photo of that, but it should be quite obvious because you'll be able to see at the rear of the PS3 controller the slot that the cable goes into, and it'll be fairly obvious on what cable it would be. And if you have a PS3 controller, it's most likely you have a PS3 as well, and it's the standard charging cable that comes with a PS3. But if you don't have a PS3 and you just bought the PS3 controller to do this with, it's a very cheap cable. You can get it for like a few pounds. I saw it on for £2 on Amazon, and also that's around just like $3 or something. And I'll show you that in a sec. But basically, if you'll plug it in, I have it plugged into a USB hub. That's why it says hub there. But if you know where you're plugging it into, then you should be able to. You should be able to know which one it would be. But if you don't, just tick all these boxes at the side, and it'll find which one it is when you do this next step. So you ticked all the boxes. Unless you know which one it's plugged into, where you'll just click the box that you know the controller's plugged into. But just to be safe, and obviously most people won't know where you're plugging it into, so to be safe, if there's more than one, just click all of them and then click load driver. It'll take a few seconds. You may have a sound of in ejection sounds, like a little ding, or basically when you unplug unplug like a USB from your computer, it usually makes a sound. It'll probably make that sound, and then it'll make the same sound it makes when you plug a USB in. Then it will come up with this. Ignore this error code. This is probably because I ticked two things and it couldn't find the driver for the other thing, meaning obviously it's not supported and it's obviously not the controller. Then hopefully it'll come with this at the end and say it has been loaded at the bottom there, and you may be able to see that. Don't know why I can't stretch that further, but so it'll say installed successfully, hopefully, and then if it has done, you'll know, because it'll have next to at least one of these, it'll have a tick in the bit that says MotionInJoy, and there's the tick, and that's the controller. Then you go to profiles. It should have picked up it's a DualShock 3 6-axis going through the USB. You can also do it through a Bluetooth pair. I don't suggest this because you could get interference, and I've never really done it before because I don't know how well it does, but it is possible to do it through Bluetooth. Obviously not everyone has Bluetooth on their computers, so I just keep it simple and plug it in USB. I have two setups here, just a default setup